Agent M here, also known as Pastor Mallory, the children's pastor at Northgate Wesleyan Church. And we're back to debrief another day. And today we're going to debrief on Ruth. A pretty straightforward story, but one that has such beautiful tones to it. But before we do, it's time to talk about what I'm going to have the little agents do. Little agents, I've got a fun one for you today because the story of Ruth has a lot to do with loyalty, friendship, family, just love. And so, my challenge to you to create something that shows love to someone else. Now, it can be friendship bracelets. Maybe you want to do something like that. Here's a friendship bracelet I've started out of string. It can be friendship bracelets out of beads. I didn't just start this, I've had this one for a while. It can just be a strand of beads. You could make something out of wood. Maybe you can go find stuff outside and you can just put something creatively together and create something for someone you love. And it can be for anybody. It can be for your best friend, or it can be for your mommy and daddy. It can be for your brother or sister. It can be for whoever you choose. The person I chose mine to be for is one of my best friends, Brittany. And so I made us these really cool friendship necklaces. However, she can turn it to whatever she wants. She can use it as a bookmark. She could use this as a bracelet. So this one's hers and this one's mine. And these actually are lockets that can hold something. So hopefully I can get her to make me something. And I've already put something in the locket for her. I wrote a little note to her and I rolled it up and put it in there. That flew, guys. It flew underneath the camera. See? I made a note. I wrote some wonderful things about her. So that's what I made for one of my dearest friends. So that's what I'm challenging you to do. Make something for someone, showing them that you love them. Now, as you're working at doing something for someone else, you feel what Ruth felt for Naomi. And that makes the story even stronger for us. All right, now remember, that's for any age. You can do anything. I'm doing these things for my friends, so you can do them too. It's just, if it's hard for someone to read, they need to be able to participate in the story as well. So let's get to our 3 points though, for you older agents out there who went investigating to find the truth in the book of Ruth. Very first point is, Ruth is a foreigner. She was born in Moab, which is a nation that is next door to Canaan, which is where Jerusalem was. Well, what happened was Ruth's mother-in-law, Naomi, when she got married, she was in Canaan, and her husband decided to move to Moab. When they moved to Moab, they had 2 sons, and those 2 sons married 2 Moabite women. Well, sadly, the story goes that Naomi's husband first passes away, and then her 2 sons. So none of the men are left, which is a pretty big deal in this culture because women did not have a means for making money. They didn't really inherit much. If they did, sometimes there's rare occasions, but usually they had to remarry somebody else who's going to take care of them. So if there's no men, it's a sticky situation. So Naomi decides, well, it's time I head back to Canaan because I actually have family over there, and I will go seek out if somebody will help take care of me because now I'm a widow. Well, the 2 daughter-in-laws begin to go with her, and as she's going, she's telling them, no, you should turn back, go back to your families. I've got nothing to give you. They both say, no, we must go with you, and eventually she really urges them, no, seriously, guys, you need to go back to your families. Well, one of the daughter-in-laws, she does decide to go back. She goes to her family. But we then see Ruth taking a different path. she decides that no matter what, she's going to stick to Naomi, and she's going to make sure Naomi is taken care of, and she doesn't want to leave her side, which shows true friendship, true devotion, and loyalty. Which then leads me into our second point, that Ruth is making the decision to leave all that she knows and following Naomi into a life she doesn't know how it's gonna go. She doesn't know what's awaiting for her. She could be treated badly because she's a foreigner. So she doesn't know what awaits her, but she isn't gonna leave Naomi on her own, and she wants to be with her till the end. Naomi tells Ruth that there is this plot of land that she knows is her relatives, and she should go picking up bits of wheat that are left over because they're threshing the wheat, gathering the harvest. So Ruth goes to this field, and as they're threshing and picking up all of the wheat that they have, there's bits left over. So she just takes a little bit here and there, and she takes it back, and it's enough for now for her and Naomi to survive. Well, one day, the owner of the field, Boaz, comes out and sees this woman he's never seen before, and he asks about her, and he finds out she is the daughter-in-law of Naomi, who is one of his relatives. In this culture, God has created a very important dynamic to take care of the widows of the time. So there's this responsibility of someone to take care of the widows. You know, your kin should be taking care of you. Your family should be looking out for you. That's kind of what it comes down to. Which then segues pretty good into our third point. And that third point is that while Ruth is out there picking up the stuff, she's seen by Boaz, and Boaz then calls her into the tent and gets to know her more and tells her she can go with the rest of them, getting more of the wheat so she can take more home with her and Naomi to really take care of them. And Naomi hears about this, and she's really excited because she realizes he's a man of integrity. He is somebody who's going to follow through with this kind of kinship mandate to take care of the widows, because it's not like every family would do that. So she sends Ruth to Boaz to do this kind of ceremonial thing where she's almost requesting his hand in marriage. She's not doing anything weird. She's doing something that's showing, you know, this, would you like to enter into this marriage? You know, the garment over the legs, this is something that's ceremonial for marriages, and referencing to this idea that would he, as their guardian redeemer, be willing to marry her? Well, Boaz totally understands that this is what's happening, and he admires her and knows she's a woman of integrity and wants to do the right thing. So he decides to marry Ruth, and they are both people of integrity who follow the Lord, and eventually they have a son. His name is Obed, and he eventually has Jesse, who is then the father of David. And we know, and David is very significant because through the genealogy of David, we eventually get to Jesus. As you can see, this isn't like a lovey-dovey love story, but it is one of Ruth, who loves Naomi, is willing to take care of her and follow through with the traditions of Naomi's people, and eventually is married to a very good man, Boaz, and they have children that are very important to the story that is written throughout Scripture. And it's very important to us. It's a beautiful painting of the love that God has for us. And it ends with telling us about her impact on the whole story, eventually down the line to Jesus, who is the ultimate example of God's love for us and all the sacrifices God is willing to make to see that we are taken care of and that we know that we are truly loved. A beautiful story in the midst of some chaos going on. And we're gonna get into more chaos. We're gonna get right back into it because our next character that we're gonna be talking about is David. And it's gonna take us 2 times to discuss David. We're gonna talk about his life before he's king and then his life after he's been anointed king. So be sure to wait till the end to see the verses that I have for you to look up. As usual, I always want to point out if you're new to watching these videos and you want to have some of these profile documents, because I print them out, I also have them on my computer. There's a lot more on here than we're able to discuss. And if you want to start compiling your own folder with the profile documents that we've already done and the ones we're going to do in the future, please email me at this email right here. And I will make sure that you get copies of your own profile documents on all of these characters. See you guys on Friday. Bye, agents. Over and out.